I know there's somebody out there right now who's going through a situation where they're just at zero. You feel me? Like, they at zero. And I feel like me being in a position where I have accomplished many things in life, I also been in plenty of spots where I lost everything that I had. But you always got to tell yourself, like, especially if you've been in a good position in life and you lost everything, you always got to tell yourself, like, okay, when I lost everything the first time, what was my mindset? What was the grind like? Because every hustler, every time they go back to zero unexpectedly, especially after being lit, after, like, you know, like, dang, I was just up a couple, yeah. You just really, every hustler go through that phase where they up a couple years and they just, you know, go back to zero. And that mindset that you have when you first got back, when you first hit zero the first time, that first mindset that you had to get out of there, you got to go back to that. And once you go back to that and you get out of that, you got to actually learn from that, or you're going to keep going back to zero. Like, for example, with me and myself, the only times I go back to zero is when I risk too heavy and I don't put up what I'm making. And for me, that's something strong, because I'm a big believer in, I don't believe in saving. I believe in cash flow. I don't want to save 5,000. I want to make 5,000 passively. I want it to come in my account by itself, or even with me doing the action. It has to be flowing into my account. You feel me? So with me, how I invest in anything, I always go all money in. I'll make 5,000 today and I'm putting that whole I'm all money in. And sometimes it sounds good, like, oh my gosh, you're a hustler, you're investing, you're going all in, but you gotta be smart. You get to a certain level where it's like, those compliments don't mean shit. The real thing is, you feel me, what's the cash flow? And if you're going back to zero, you got zero cash flow, and that shit don't matter that you're going all in. So sometimes using that as an excuse, like, oh, I'm going all in, that's why I'm losing. Nigga, that don't mean shit. You could be going, you get to a certain level where it's like, that don't mean nothing no more. Going all in is what you normally do. You don't get a cookie for that. And I feel like for people like me who, you know, invest heavy, they should definitely consider, like, being more cautious, being more smart, and being more precise with your investments, especially if you know you're a heavy risk person. So for that person who keep going back down to zero, it's not the end of the world. Just go back to what got you up. Go back to those same roots. Lame ass nigga.